Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Okay, I'm going to talk about, in this particular lengthy email from somebody who is talking about high frequency trading, IB, interactive brokers, all that, and open source trading management systems. So I kind of glanced over it and got confused with a particular open source trading platform that I forgot about versus the confusion of interactive brokers trading Workstation or TWS. So let me just break this line by line. My apologies for going through, probably this will be a lengthy video response, but I just don't want to come across ducking these kind of concerns that this person does have. And the other thing is, I want to address this specifically because I think there's a lot of legitimate concerns in this. Usually I get a lot of hate mail, like just saying you're this, you're this, you're this, but there's been obviously a lot of thought put into this, and this guy definitely deserves a good response. And also when you see me read this, obviously his English is second as a second language. So let's not cut him up for that and criticize him for that. Let's just focus on the topic. Okay. I really cannot understand how another platform added on top of TDA can be faster and give more edge to small account traders like me. Trade Manager, for example, or IB MATLAB seems pretty complicated to handle. Maybe they're good for automated trading, but I don't believe auto trading works for retail. It's a scam. You either have the account size and resources or the infrastructures, or you don't. You may pretend to try to become an HFT trader, but that is a big difference between being one and really trading HFT, high frequency trading. I believe more into becoming a great trader through developing a great instinct that will be able to feel the market direction and an instinct that can predict trend in advance so he can profit from the big swing through volatility. I'm going to be putting up a whole video on that in my next video to address that, but let's focus on what this person's saying. Very legitimate. Okay, open source trading platforms like Trade Manager, like here on GitHub, put out by Simon Allen. We've had him come out and demo his software on my YouTube, to my meetup groups, and really, to be honest, it's a fantastic piece of software that works for him, and he's open source the code to show people how to use it. And I have not seen this in a while, so I've not seen how far along it's progressed, but I'm not here to criticize that because I think doing that is a great contribution to the open source community. It's specifically in algo trading, whereas when you use something like trade, what's it called? God, I can't even remember the name. It was so long ago. Market Cetera, and the one out of Florida. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And then, of course, he's also addressing interactive brokers, MATLAB, building it on top of TWS, Trader Workstation. First, let's talk about Trader Workstation. Trader Workstation is a piece of software for me who does not want to get into having charts. Trade Workstation is a great resource, piece of software that you can see your trades in one spot. And it's really good when you're wanting to use multiple asset classes for Forex, futures, options, and it's a great one place that you go in this software from interactive brokers that enables that, because what you're essentially doing is whatever software you're using to connect into the software, TWS, putting a trade on, and watching that position through TWS, it's a very, very powerful option. Now, what he's saying here is regarding about latency and thinking that you're going to get edge or you're not going to get make it faster. He's very right on that because, and I've already addressed it in the previous video, is that with TWS, interactive brokers, they're not built for high frequency trading. It's built for just simple automated trading and very sophisticated automated trading. Everything really does come down to, as he says, your strategy. Everything comes down to that, or your set of strategies. The nice thing about TWS is that you are able to basically use TWS and have, I think it's up to 4 or 8 connections into the software. So that means you can have 8 ways to trade using TWS through your own software that you develop, or however third-party methodology you use, be it an open source trading system like, let's say, Trade Manager or whatever, or MATLAB using the interactive brokers toolboxes. Cool. So everything does come down to your trading strategy. Now let's talk about the 3 options that you get with interactive brokers, and I've already addressed one of them. So when you're connecting into the world or the gateway of TWS, you have really 3 options. You have TWS, the software, that's very convenient. You can go more lower level using their gateway, specifically, for instance, using either Java or C++, and you have 3 ways to do it, through .NET, Java, or C++. And there's a 4th option using the POSIX POSIX C++ option that is built for non-Microsoft Windows, specifically Linux. And I've got a demo, a video that shows you that. The nice advantage with that is, the big disadvantage with using TWS, Trader Workstation, is that the friggin' thing shuts down at midnight and you gotta reset everything. Let the TWS do its thing by closing down at midnight and relaunching everything, including your connection into TWS after midnight. It's a real pain in the ass, but the gateway enables you to get around that. So that you need to be aware of. But let's not worry about that. That's minutia. We're talking about your strategies, as this person is addressed, is the key, and he's right. And again, I've already addressed in previous videos, when it comes to high frequency trading, you're not going to be a retail trader. You're not going to be worrying about latency. Latency is part of that gateway. That said, there's a third option is using Fix. To be honest, if you really had to use Fix as an option through interactive brokers, to me that's overkill. That's like trying to kill a friggin' fly with a sledgehammer. That's pointless. Just keep it simple and use TWS. If you're really, really worried about it, then you go with the gateway option. But now you're opening up a new can of worms on the technology front, and you will most likely have to use a more complicated language like C++. Let's move on. So, by the way, I was not able to implement Trade Manager with IB. Does not seem like it is solid and robust environment to trade live money. Not my comment here. This person, from his experience, I wonder if I could create trading strategies through it, like simple moving average, cross strategies. Anyways, if you have more info like that, the 2 videos seem outdated. Again, as I said, I've not looked at it in years. I'm sure the core of it has not changed much. It does not really show how to set up things and how to try the platform. Now again, that's not my criticism. This is a real live user using this software. That's why I move off it and other software like that. And it's really no different if you're going to use a cloud solution like Quantopia and use it through their interactive brokers broker option. But again, that's another option. But there is a community around that. I also wonder if trading through Trade Manager would be really faster and better than any TWS tools like Depth Manager or Book Trader. Again, we've already talked about TWS. It's not about being faster. It's just being what's more convenient. I have Trade Button Trader. I've Trade Button in the past. It was connected to IB API. It was really fast. I doubt that Trade Manager can be as fast as third-party API and even works faster than TWS tools. Again, if you're really worried about speed, you wouldn't be using interactive brokers. You'd be using a much higher end broker, as I said, like LimeWire. But again, you will need probably a $250,000 trading account just to get them to answer your queries through phone or whatever. Do you have a $250,000? Probably not. And your next best option is interactive brokers. My previous video just kind of talked about that. Now, he says, HFT is a rigged game involving big player. I personally think that I should follow the trend behind them rather than try to play a game at which I don't have the skills and the resources. You still can make a lot of money by following them. I have my own strategy on this and it works. You simply have to understand to see when they are active, for how much time. Okay, that's a great comment. Now, HFT is, as he says, is a big rig game. No doubt about it, but from a software architecture, as he says, you need to be a big player, meaning you have to have the right trader account for that. As I said, you probably need a $250,000 trading account, US dollar, okay? Personally feel that the trend behind them, let me address that. I got that right away. So if you follow this particular video here, this video here I'm using called high speed trading. Notice I am not calling it high frequency trading. It can be high frequency trading like, because of the architecture that I'm using and the convenience of the frameworks that I'm using, specifically Redis and another architecture framework called FastFlow. Open source. Watch this video to learn more about it, okay? And I have a link on notes on that. Let me take you to that. So you can go through that at your own pace to understand from today moving forward, this is the choice that I'd like to make. It meets all my requirements and it's Linux, obviously built around Linux. But here's all the notes and blah, 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 blah. So learn that, go through that, okay? Now, no waste energy building HFT environment that will eventually be useful if you make it as an HFT trader. As I said, I only like to do things right once. So nothing is stopping you from building a high frequency trading like architecture. That's what I'm doing here. It all comes down to your architecture, your frameworks that you choose. Because I'm using FastFlow, it's convenient. Again, the word convenient. You implement using some of their simplistic design patterns that they have as part of the framework, and you follow that and you can build simple algorithms around that, okay? Very, very key, okay? And again, you own the source code and you own the environment, so you don't have to pass off that control to cloud-like solutions like the ones that I've mentioned earlier that I'm also sure that you are fully aware of. Okay, but you must not only code the capabilities, but the strategies to implement. Bottom line is the strategy relative to the market condition at the specific time. Again, you're right, and I'm going to address that in future videos. Again, simple and convenient, okay? And really, from my perspective, I'm really learning about fundamental drivers that move markets, and you've already addressed it here earlier, advanced, so you can profit the big swing through volatility, namely in the Forex markets or currency or FX markets, all the same. Let's see. You have to program fast and retest, and once you are ready, the strategy has to stop because the market conditions change. Again, that's true if you follow the typical newbie approach of I want to backtest. I need to backtest this strategy. My strategy that I'm bringing forward is not about that. It's a systematic trading strategy that looks for opportunity using, as you said, opportunity that opens up through volatility, through the market conditions as they open up. And again, I'm going to be talking about that in coming weeks and coming months, but I'm not going to address the coding behind it, but we'll talk about it from a trading perspective. Now, where am I here? So everything comes down to your strategy, okay? I think let's just start from you. You are basically putting a lot of time coding, building system without really understanding how the market works. Let me talk about that in my next video because there's a lot of tricks to it that a lot of retail traders fall into the trap, and I've already addressed it in this particular video on 6 ways your retail trading broker is screwing you, okay? I've already addressed that in that particular video. All this time of coding and prevail, you are from learning how the market works. Market conditions change, we get that, but there's the right way to do it and the wrong way. There's ways the broker wants you to do it so that you lose money, so you can put on higher leverage and they're making more money. I addressed it in that video I just mentioned. All this time at coding, prevailing from learning how the market works. I would say that anyone who put as much time to understand the market movement as he does for coding and building HF will stop wasting his time doing HF to concentrate on what's happening in front of him. I'm not sure if he's like mentioning it as a criticism of me, and he's right. If you learn the right way, and thankfully from various people higher up than me, who I call insiders, professionals from a hedge fund trading perspective, are showing me the right ways, and I'm already learning that. I'm going to address that in my future strategies. And again, I'm going to talk about that in future videos, specifically probably my next video I record after this one, to talk about that. And I've also already addressed on how retail brokers are screwing you, specifically in the world of Forex. So please watch that. Hey, this is my opinion. I respect what you're trying to do. I simply think this is not for me. Yeah, I get that. When you look at all the past stuff, I get that. That's great. You're right. I respect your opinion. And you know what? I'll even, whatever I put up is being done wrong, because I am no different than the next guy falling into the wrong trap on how it's supposed to be done. And you will only get, at best, mediocre reports, at best, mediocre returns. Whereas the methodology I'm planning to use is the right way. How the professionals use it. Using things like international trade for Forex opportunities that open up through that, and macroeconomic events. Using, as you said, big swing through volatility. We are going to talk about that in my next video, okay? Or my next two videos today that I'll be putting up. Please watch those. Now, this is what he's saying. It is, to me, an educational, like everything else, like an internet provider. Yes, you're right, and I've already mentioned in various emails at a very high level that I'm getting out of this game, this crockery of trading platform education. I did this 5 years ago. I was one of the first. There were some great open source trading platforms that open up, like Market Etc. I dealt with the founder of it, and some other ones that I've had no problems with, but things have changed 5 years later. We've got cloud solution providers that are putting up free sources, fine, good on them. We've got other putting up free education built around Python. Back in the day, Python was just getting started and wasn't even as popular as today. So let's be fair on that situation, because that stuff didn't exist 5-6 years ago, but it does now, and it's in the forefront, and there's nothing I can do about it, and that's fine. That's why I'm getting out, because I can't compete against free and another generation of algorithmic traders that are going down about it the wrong way. So I'm getting out. Okay, so I'll adjust some of the other things. So let's see where it was. It is basically sell unrealistic approach about small account profit from fools to build their own account. We've addressed that in various videos. Let me talk about it. Let me just show you something here. People, I want people to wake up with what you are saying here. Here's a comment from a follower. Where are my comments here? There was a comment video here. I don't know. Comments have been removed by YouTube. I don't know. But there was a comment here where this guy said what I'm saying is true. So maybe it's somewhere in here. I don't know. But whatever. Okay. Let's get back to what you're saying here. Okay. It basically sells unrealistic approach, small account with profit from fools to build their own account. Yes, a lot of fools are out there. As I said in this particular video, I mentioned what we call it right here. 90-90 club. That is 90% of retail traders and now algorithmic traders using automation software, third party building cloud trading platforms. 90% of these people will lose their money within 90 days. 90% of those traders will lose 90% of their money in 90 days. That's the 90-90-90 rule. I talk about that for retail traders. We don't want that to happen. There's the right way and the wrong way. So we are moving in that direction, what you're talking about. Which you will do if you keep pumping ads without the rest. Sheep will buy. Yes, there are lots of sheep, and let them buy. But they are now raising their expectation to make it all free. and I'm getting out because I don't want to compete with free. Free is bad, brings in the wrong kind of people that I don't want. It's just, I hope I do not offend. No, dude, you have not offended me. If anything, you've lit in the fire that I knew about a year or 2 years ago in the direction it's going in. That's why I'm getting out of this stuff, because it's becoming crap. It's becoming subpar and garbage, and I don't want to be part of it, okay? Now, I says, I hope I don't offend you with my opinions. You don't, dude. If anything, I hear you. I'm already saying that. I already said a few weeks ago, I'm getting out of this rigged game, because it's really what it is. And you're not wrong. But you don't know, you are exactly right, and this is why I'm putting this video together for you and other people on YouTube and my Facebook and LinkedIn or whatever, all my social media. People need to wake up to this, and he's absolutely right. And this is a good set of questions. Hopefully I've addressed everything, and just keep watching what I'm doing to get out and showing people the right way to trade using, again, not quant, but simple fundamental drivers that open up market opportunities through the world of volatility and other stuff. Want to watch a really powerful course? Just go to this course. This is what I use for my futures and options. UC Davis futures. This particular course here. Oh boy. This course right here, futures and options, that is what I'm basing my futures and options on. It's all fundamental driven. There's a video down here which shows why retail traders, those retail traders specifically that follow technical analysis, why they get clobbered. And it's just time and time again from all the videos and courses that I take, there is a common message. This stuff is foolery, and this is why people are getting crushed, okay? And I don't care if people agree with me or not, because I'm not putting your live dollar on the line. I'm putting my own money on the line with automation, and I believe there is a lot of opportunity in it. But this guy's addressing it right on par, and that's the direction I'm going in. So hopefully I've addressed a lot of your concerns, and keep up the questions, and hopefully others will wake up to what I'm saying, as well as this guy is, and the sheeple can lose their money because it's the guys, hopefully like me, that will be able to exit trades on the money. I want to be on the right side, being in the world of smart money. Keep it up, and hopefully I'll see you somewhere online. Thanks again.